Namaste, and welcome to our continuing series on interviews with disciples, devotees, and friends, as well as ashramites. And tonight, we are very happy to have with us Sunder. Namaste, Sunder.
Namaste, Narad.
As I always begin, I ask how you first heard about Mother and Sri Aurobindo.
It is I have asked this question many times. I don't know when I heard Mother's name. It is very interesting. I was from a typical Tamil Nadu South Indian village near to Kanyakumari, Kutralam, Tenkasi you might be knowing. So, next to my village house was a public library. So my grandmother used to read all the books in the public library.
Oh.
That librarian used to give the key to her because he has to travel 15-20 kilometers by cycle. So he hand over the key to her. So we get the books reading. Some reference books also there. That also he gave permission because we are helping him.
So she could take them out?
No, she couldn't
had to read them there.
She has to read them there, but of course, library means you have the procedure, you can take them, read, and that is there. But the problem is, whenever some rain comes, we need to close the windows from the water. That is the primary thing. So, in our public library, we have, I am telling about my early ages. I mean, when I was studying class 6, 7th, 8th, probably in my 12, 13 years of age. 13, 14, like that period. We have the entire books of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda's Raja Yoga, complete Raja Yoga was there. Sri Ramana Maharishi's books, everything was there. I have somehow, Mother's grace has... Sri
Aurobindo's
not in a single book of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. I was reading all those books and I feel myself... Sri Ramakrishna is my guru, and I while reading I have the joy of, because it is the direct conversations. M has recorded every day that those things were, of course I was reading it in Tamil, but I feel the connection. He is such a blessings on reading those, and especially reading Ramana Maharishi's, I moved really. So this was happening. In Tamil Ananda Vigadan magazine, they used to come as a weekly. In one of the issues in 2000 or 1999, I don't remember the year, in that particular year, there is an article about the mother. In that article, that mother's picture was with her signature. I mean, that photograph of the signed photograph of the mother was published there. In that, she has mentioned that do not think of what you have been, think only of what you want to become. You are sure to progress. With my love and blessings, the mother. And they have mentioned it about the mother's quotations and the mother's eye. It is a general weekly, so it has not, of course, it has the touch of what is the glimpse of those things, especially that mother's eyes. I don't know what pulled me that next week, after a week, they will keep it is that, they were keeping it for that. So 1 week, 2 weeks, people will read, then it will. So I cut that picture and kept it in my diary and note down all that mother has, like the mother literally, she took me into her.
So you had your diary?
I had my diary then. I mean, I don't write, but this I kept. This I kept in my diary, and I don't regularly write. Some of the notes, all those things I write. Then I went into college. I was studying my BSc Physics, which is a nearby college, nearby village, very good college. So after in the evening, we used to go to that public library. Of course, college library is there. There you will get all the subject studies. Then evening I goes there, and as a procedure, you have to sign in that this thing. Every day I am signing, evening I, like this time 4:30, 5:30 I go and read. So one day what happened, while signing there was a bundle of books kept there. I saw, what is this? That particular day it come to my consciousness. Actually it struck me, what is this? Every day I am seeing, every day I am crossing. That particular day I took that, and it is Vaikare, mother's book. She signed, like All India magazine. It is started by the mother that Sitaramji was doing. Then it is a mother has signed for Vaikare blessings, that thing. So in that I was reading, oh my God, this is mother's book, and she is explaining about the 21st February and that day's importance and all. I was reading, while reading I feel the joy of something is, I feel happy, so happy on reading that. So after finishing the book, I was going back in my cycle. Suddenly it struck me, it was 21st February. That day is 21st. I thought, then I feel the joy was double. My God, today 21st February, I am reading that, her birthday, mother has, see, these things you cannot plan. That joy itself makes you happy, but I don't know nothing about mother than that. Only these informations. Sri Aurobindo, I know as a freedom fighter. I have, as a Bharatiyar, I was studied in the village where Bharatiyar stayed after coming back from Pondicherry. So there was a Amman temple was there. He wrote the poems and all. So I was, while reading Vara's book, biography of Bharatiyar, I used to read, one chapter is about Sri Aurobindo. Vara stayed with Sri Aurobindo that time, in early days, 1910 to 1912, something like that, before mother's arrival. So in that he was mentioning, that has the clear, I have the vivid memory of reading that. He is mentioning that book is about Bharatiyar's biography. He was staying with Bharatiyar and Sri Aurobindo. So he was mentioning, one day they have nothing else left in Sri Aurobindo's house for eating except rice and red chilies. He said, all the attendants we were showing that we were eating, only person eating the normal quantity was Sri Aurobindo. And he was mentioning that Sri Aurobindo was getting more than 1,000 rupees as salary when he was doing his college days as a professor or vice principal or the principal. Or see, for that person, what the nation gives, it is this rice and this chili. But later I read Sri Aurobindo, he was quoting Bharatiyar that we are not suffered that much poverty like Bharati. Someone sent that money order that particular day, and they received some few thousands for his as a copyright or something. So he got this thing. So that period, pre-independence period, that makes me how devoted those people are. I mean, while thinking itself, when I am coming to the streets of Pondicherry, or those great peoples are lived, we don't, where those, how they got such a strength. I cannot even nowadays, within ourselves, within a family or within oneself, we don't getting the courage to overcome a small weakness. They are fighting such a thing. Ultimately, it's fighting against a weakness, correct? Whether it's your own or others, you have to. So I have always have the respect for them and these things. Then by mother's grace, it happened, I finished my college. During my college, mother's grace was working out the way I didn't imagine actually. But her grace has made me to realize that it is her grace, not our personal effort or our whatever things. That still I am thinking, I feel grateful for that. Her grace is reminding that it is my grace, we are accepting that. So that way I got a job in that same Anand Devagadan as a student reporter. That is wonder actually. They have the student reporter scheme. those who are studying in the college, they can apply for that, they have the contest or something. So I wrote an article, they selected me, and I was working in that as a student report, press correspondent trainee for 2 years.
Do you remember what article you wrote?
I wrote news article mostly. I mean, they have group of publications like Junior Vigadan, Anand Vigadan, Aval Vigadan, like that group of magazines, interviews with film personalities, and that many news articles I wrote, most of them were mysterious. I mean, kind of black magic thing happened. In our village, there is a mountain. 4 villages, one big mountain was there. Some buried treasure was in the mountain. So someone was trying to give sacrifice or something. They are chasing people. Strange news come to me. See, those times we don't have cell phones. Of course, those who are working in Chennai, they have cell phones. That was during 2004-5. I have particular person landline number, my neighbor's number I used to give. These news came to me actually. See, I was a very introvert person. That time my mother was not well. I am undergoing a very depression, and mother's grace is making me. She always said, depression is acute egoism. So she gave me this push from this to this pride. When I got selected, my photograph was published in the magazine, and all the professors and the students, they know about me in the college. So this made me to live actually. She gave me the life. And the news articles, this one I told you, that buried treasure. Another one was a student's new, he was writing an exam, his exam paper is getting burnt. Fire, catches fire. He said someone has did some black magic to my family, and his clothes is getting burning, and when we visited his house, such was strange news coming. I was the first reporter, and this has the news values. People wanted to read those
Sensational.
things. Sensational, and I feel mother's grace is behind these things. Otherwise, I never used to. I was in some other village. I don't know whom to contact. I don't know what the news is. Mother's grace is arranging, and it is going on. Then, after finishing my college, I was not considering that as a job actually. It is as a profession. Such a dumb fellow I was. I did not even realize that every time in my whole life, when I am looking back, actually, when we were meeting on that day, we remember her grace actually, how she is arranging. I don't come to speak about my thing. I wanted to ask you, and how in your life the grace has made the effects in your youth.
This is your evening. So I have a few questions.
Please.
Was your mother or father interested in any way in Sri Aurobindo and mother?
No, they don't know about. My father maybe knows about Sri Aurobindo and the mother, but like any spiritual gurus or any great persons, they bow down and they leave. They don't have any connections at all. When I look back, my auntie, my mother's brother's wife, and she married her auntie's son, so they were connected. She was living in Pondicherry. I don't know actually then. She was living in Pondicherry. She is doing service in the Mala regularly. She like ashram life she is living, but she is not an ashramite. She lives outside, and how strangely mothers arranged me to hear means, again it is. Later only I came to know she is very close to me, but I don't know she was living. This is purely, I mean, she has her own spiritual journey. I has my own way of preparation. When the time comes for her to be someone to be with her, I was put in the place when I needed the most. And typical mother's way, the grace has ticked all the points without a mistake, from moral angle, from spiritual angle, from social, every way you see it fits. We make ourselves personal, and we, as usual, of course, we don't know the value, we forget. So things got changed. She worked out some other way.
Were you an only child?
No, I have an younger brother, 6 years younger to me. He was with my grandma. My mother was sick. Actually, you don't, how my mother ended her life, last year she passed away, July 14th. How mother arranges for her last rites was another miracle. It was typical way of mother. I never asked actually. It happened so she has been taken care by the ashram, and I felt she is telling you, you are mine. That assurance I felt on that occasion. She is telling, see, you are mine. Why you are worrying? That I never thought of it. I never asked with anyone. But it happened in such a way, nobody thought of it. Mother has arranged that, and such a... See, before that you have a word with that, that you have that inspirations and all with Ranganathji you are speaking. I am telling you one incident connected with my mother. She was admitted in NIMHANS. She is having seizures regularly. She is slightly psychiatric. Not slightly, she is having the psychiatric issues from her childhood. So my childhood was, I don't know what is happening, and she very confused childhood. That made me to, that time the grace turned me into reading that books of Ramana Maharishi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, those things. So I was working in ICICI Lombard as a branch service manager in Pondicherry. How I got transferred, it is again a big story. I don't want to take much of the time.
I want to hear some about that. Tell some
but
about
these two things I will tell you.
How you got transferred. That's so interesting.
Actually, how I came to Chennai itself, before that I will tell you, I was working as a press correspondent, correct, in Ananda Vigadan. During my college days. My college days, I haven't cleared my exams. I have, out of 25 papers, I have 20 papers I kept. I have the fear of exam. I don't know how to go. I listen, I enjoy physics, but I have the fear of appearing for the exam. If I failed, what will happen, the question and all. See, all this is nonsense. If you are sincere, you will appear, everything will be all right. That was the later on, but then I was confused, so this has happened. What happened? After I finished my college, I have this job also. They wanted, now 1 year was the probation with the Ananda Vigadan press correspondent. Next, they give me first class validation. And that time they said, if you can continue, you will continue writing articles as a freelancer, but you will get a good money that time also, and good connections, that reimbursements, travel and this thing.
Oh.
But I was a foolish guy. It is a leading Tamil magazine since the pre-independence time. It is such a pioneer magazine. So after finishing, I don't know what to do. I was not considering that as a job. I don't know, Mother's grace, it happened. I got the privilege to wrote it. The funny thing is, I wrote 8 to 10 articles, all the 10 got published.
And they were all published?
Published. But my friends, the fellow students from other districts, when I was asking, they wrote many things, because it is a news, you have deadline, it has to reach on time. It has, now it is not nowadays YouTube, it is not like that. Then you have to follow the deadline, it has to have the news value, it has to have the page restrictions. My articles, everything crossed and published. Mother gave me some nominal amount, and truly her grace is abundant actually when I am looking back, then also. But then I don't realize, you are focused on your little ego and the problems, which is not a problem at all. You make an issue and you...
But of course you had to live.
Correct.
You had to earn
Correct.
some...
Now it is experience, we are talking about the grace, so that value it has. So what happened? My auntie was telling to me, my cousin brother, he was working as a port, Tuticorin port vice chairman. he was working in Tuticorin port, vice chairman, such a high post. So my grandmother.
Where was that?
Tuticorin. You know, na? Tamil Nadu, it is a port, big port, like Kochi in Kerala, Chennai port.
Oh.
Tuticorin is a big port. It is a very big district, and he got promoted as a vice chairman or financial FA, financial advisor, CFO, chief financial officer, and he transferred from Bombay. He got transferred here. He was working there. He got transferred here. So my grandma said, "You go and meet him. He will arrange you for some job or something." When I met him, he said, "See, can you do any job?" Yeah, I have no objection on doing any job. There is a vacancy. One boy has come for the port guest house as a housekeeping. Now he went to some hotel or something. It is not a government job. It is some contractors. You have to work for them. It is not a. So can you go there and work? I said, I can go. With my diary I came, with mother's, all those things I came here. I said, no problem. He is asking, we are from such a big, our forefathers, grandfathers, father, grandfather, they were such a big landlords, they have these things. But from my childhood I was facing poverty only. But my grandma is such a person, he took that as with such a grace that she, to her house, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru visited. Her father was such a big shot. When he visited Tiruchendur, he came a personal visit to Jawaharlal Nehru visited here. He was then Prime Minister. He came to that. He was a chairman. My grandmother's father. So from that family, she came here with my grandpa, also big shot. But because of some bad habits or something, everything got ruined. Now she doesn't have money and all. But she has the dignity. Not only the dignity, everyone goes to her for the life advices. She has such a grace of that time I don't understand, but mother's grace has arranged us to. My father was working in Coimbatore. My mother get fits one day. She fell down on that gas stove while it was burning. Luckily he came back and he saw her. Then he thought, okay, now it is not advisable to be keeping her here anytime. She was holding me, fell down, something like that. I don't remember the exact story. So we were living with my grandma in our village. And I can tell you that if I would have brought up in Coimbatore city, that will be a different life. Village life gave me all the happiness. That nature, we have the mountain, Western Ghats, and the evening, that clouds and those birds, that river, my God. Again, mother's grace. That 21st February, while I was driving in the cycle, seeing the sky, just like that thought appeared, and I remembered her grace. My God, such a, see, why it is choosing us, we from a poor family, from a remote village, when thinking itself making us, see, I have seen many people you are interviewing and this thing. I am eager to see the grace, but the grace has arranged in such a way you are inviting me. She is telling, see, you are also part of me. No, nobody is exceptional. Everyone is same. Everyone has a place. Only he or she can occupy. So I feel that equanimity, that gesture, that love and affection. My God, when I was with Monada, he was attending him in that nursing home. He mentioned, he was remembering what he talked to the mother that time. Mother was telling him, don't think that you are the only exceptional. Everyone has the privilege. You got grace has chosen you, be grateful. That word remembered me. I thought, it is telling to me, mother is telling through him to me. Everyone has the privilege, everyone has the same opportunity, but how the grace is working, that is why I am telling, we remembering her. The grace has made us to remember. We don't know why it is, we don't question that. Monada, and again he told me, don't question one day I was, that was very personal. I mean, that time I was somehow I was in a confused state. So he was going to share Bindo's room then. He requested that person's there, may I take him? Of course, his personal attendant, not entering inside, I was staying out. Then I asked him, why Monada, such a grace is, when grace comes, accept. Don't question, accept. Don't question. Who do you think? You are greater than the mother's grace? No. Humbly we accept and let it be. So, coming back to the Tuticorin, that time what happened is, I told him, I have no objections on doing any job. I am happy to do. But in my house, I never touched the groom or never did the household work. Everything was done by my grandmother. So, when he was sending me there, that in charge, that manager was asking, why he could have sent you to some shipping companies, you could have I was from the college, of course I didn't finish, but for him I was a college student, I finished my college. I didn't get my degree, but I finished my college. He was asking me, why he is not sending you to any shipping. I said, I don't question those things. It is whatever given, we should accept and we try to do. But the thing is, I am a college student, he can't able to push me. Like housekeeping persons, you have to work in certain way that to make them work. I am odd man out there. I can't able to mingle with the people there. He is referred from that big person, how we kill. One day gone. Next day I saw in the newspaper, reporter wanted in Tamil newspaper. We need reporter. I asked that gentleman, manager, sir, it is in Tirunelveli, 150 kilometers from here we need to travel. Sir, may I go and attend the interview? He was happy. Go. Because I am an odd man out. I don't know how to do the work properly. They don't know how to treat me. I also feeling uncomfortable because it is a new place. Every time someone will not say, your duty to attend the port employees and the captains, to feed them, to make it clean. Later on, mother gave me everything in the dining hall. She made me to work in the dining hall, how to keep the floor clean, how to arrange the vessels, how to keep the...
Our dining hall?
Yes, later on, I am telling you.
Yeah,
From here, I am coming back to my life and coming. Right. Later on, she made me, that is not an issue, I will train you, come, like that. So, I went to that magazine, newspaper office. They were... I was telling them I took my articles, everything. They were not even bothering that. They were not even considering that. They said, they gave me one imaginary situation. Now, supposing a lorry got accident, how you will write? I have wrote an article like how that buried treasure came, all the investigative article I have wrote. Now they are giving me a simple lorry accident, road accident. You write an article. I thought, my God, I thought overconfident. Oh my God, this is simple. I was putting all my this thing. They rejected. You should not write this. This is a newspaper. We should report. You should not write article. That was foolish. But the thing is, they made me to sit in a chair and write. In that, mother's photograph was fixed. And in that, that thing was written is, I am always with you, loving and protecting you. I was so happy and
Tell me, where was the picture now?
They were interviewing in one room, okay. They sent me a paper and sent to one cabin.
And in that room?
In that room, that workstation, it is a workstation, somebody's workstation. They have fixed that mother's photograph here. I was sent to that particular cabin. In that she mentioned that caption is, I am always with you, loving and protecting you. See, I am seeing the mother's picture itself, reminding me of her grace. That sentence, actually, it is, I got whether it is, I have complete faith that I will not get this job because I wrote such a foolish article. I was showing, see, this is how we think of pride of ourselves, but reality checks, it is a simple issue. If you use your common sense, you could have solved. But what happened? Your ego comes and, that thing. Mother said, no, it is not the great difficulties, it is the pebbles make you to slip over. I have, and the beauty is, I was poor in remembering the numbers. While going back, they were asking me, so, okay, you give me your number, we will call back. Like any interview, they will say it like this, na? Because they took our papers, many people came. It was a newspaper advertisement, na? Many people came, so they were collecting our this thing, they asked us to write the contact number. Very strangely, I was in Port Guest House for one day, okay. I wrote that Port Guest House phone number. How I wrote, till now it's a miracle. Somehow it came to me, I wrote that number. Then I came back. Then that gentleman asked, how is the interview? I said, no sir, not even no possibility of getting that. Then, okay, do your duty. I was doing. Next day afternoon, we got a call from the newspaper. Poor guesses. Next day. They are telling me that, see, reporter job we don't give you, but there is a vacancy for proofreader. Can you come join with us? My God, that is much better job than sweeping and cleaning, which I don't know. I know Mother's Grace. I know only thing I know is how to read a Tamil. She gave me that particular job.
How to do what?
How to read Tamil. Read and write Tamil. Only thing I know. If you are assessing my skill, I have no other skills except that skill. That is needed for them, na? So they are calling me, and I went there. They said next day, it is a newspaper, so night shift. Paper will get print morning 2:30, 7 to 2:30. So they said, okay, you got appointed, you go and sit in your cabin. You know where my cabin is? The same place where I am loving and I am always with you. It is like a dramatic, but her grace is showing you. I am there. Why you are? I took care of your life. You are not taking care of your life. It is me. I took care of your life. Then I wrote that there I had 6 months of night shift is the only problem. I don't used to sleep. I used to sleep in the night. But that doesn't, my foreman was very nice gentleman. He was telling to us, see, our job is not recognized by everyone. If we make one mistake, they will create a huge issue. We could have solved 100,000 mistakes we avoided. If one mistake, so always you have to be in your watch. Don't get pride of something, 100 mistakes you correct. In front of your eyes, you will miss out a mistake. However great may be, you should be very alert. You always follow the process. Once you done, you give it to other person. If other person done, you correct his mistakes. See, mother is making me to correct mistakes. Correct mistakes, finding mistakes and correct mistakes. Internally, that time I don't know. But now looking back, that gives, then I have this. When I came back to Chennai after finishing my colleges, Sri Aurobindo Society Chennai branch, they need one proofreader. Mother has already trained me with that newspaper. That gentleman was so happy to have me, and she has arranged in such a way, you don't know which is helping you when in your lifetime. You may have much more experience in this because you are, from different country to travel, and every moment is a grace. Now, if you look back, one moment may change the entire course of life, correct? Yes. So that I feel, if mother has we don't know that how grace is arranging everything. Always it is watching. I tell you, one day I was going from Pondicherry to Chennai. My earlier did was how I transferred to Pondicherry, I'll tell you, but before that I'll tell you this incident about grace. What happened is, I was coming now after COVID, I am telling, nowadays, recent 5:30 ashram gate opening timings I am telling. Earlier 4:30 they will open, correct? Ashram main gate. So this 5:30, when earlier days I used to come from Chennai and I walk, 4:30 I go to the ashram samadhi and then I walk to the bus stand and I get the bus. Okay, 5:55 is my bus timing. Saturday, Sunday I work in the dining hall, I stay with my auntie. I go Monday morning, I go back to Chennai. So this time, what happened is 5:30 is the ashram opening time. This is after. Now my life has got changed. My son got admitted in the.
You didn't tell me about your marriage.
Yes, I will come. That is also a big. Each thing is an incident of grace actually. So I don't think we will cover the entire thing, but
we'll do a second one.
Sure. But this incident about grace, I will tell you, that day after coming from the ashram main gate, I was just suddenly thought came, I was talking to the mother in my mind. Mother, everyone is telling about your grace is miracle, it does miracle. I don't know how, can you show me your grace, I mean sample. How your grace is working, can you show me? See, sometimes you tease your brother or something, that kind of attitude I am speaking in front of me. Of course, I am not speaking with my words, mouth. That thought is coming. Then this thing too, I need to go to the bus stand and catch the bus, go to Chennai, correct? So now the question comes for me. I should make a move or I should wait that grace will come and do everything, or I should make an effort. This is like a literal spiritual I was wondering now, oh my God, I am in a situation, but my logical mind says you have to walk. No, it is obvious you have to walk. Then I was walking. I am walking near, I am crossing that Aroshika. Crossing that and crossing that road, Senjisala. Canal road I am crossing. One white light is coming. I mean, one auto rickshaw is coming towards me. I got, okay, I will stop that auto. They said, sir, we have 2 people. We need to drop them in the ashram. Can you please get in front seat? Okay. Beauty is, even if you don't made an effort, that auto will come to you. They are coming to. This is not the end of the story. I'll tell you. I went there. Monday morning, it is very rush. Usually, I went there. Exactly on 5:55, like that my usual time. Then one bus, I didn't pre-booked anything, no reservations made, nothing. I was deadly tired, I don't know how to stand and all. That bus was full. When I entered, 2 girls getting up suddenly. Conductor is telling each one, reserved. 2 girls were getting and they were getting down from the bus. I asked the conductor to sit. She gave me a comfortable seat which was not reserved. Very strange. Pondicherry, Monday morning, it is very rush. People used to pre-book. That arranged. Bus is starting out from the Pondicherry bus stand. That conductor is telling, today no one should take tickets because that was the death anniversary of a driver who was working in that route. His son made an offering on behalf of his father that the entire route from Chennai to Pondicherry is there. They bear the cost of that. This is the offering for them. I thought, my God, this is I just teasingly I asked the grace. It shows me, it's tapping. See, don't you see? This is my grace. I am always with you. My God, grace has, and I am telling you, even all these things, it is not happening, it is her grace. Even if I was standing, even if I didn't get a bus, but we don't recognize because we don't know. We thought only that Sri Aurobindo said, when something miraculously happened, then only we will believe there is a grace. Every breathing is a grace, but it is nice to say, but as you said, we have to live. So she is reminding, each difficulty is an opportunity, so that we remember the grace. Today he is asking, na, why you are not getting that inspiration? Because we are comfortable, we don't want to progress, not consciously. Unconsciously, some of the parts are settled down. They said, why we wanted to make an effort? If we are making the effort, if we just turn towards her, then you see every living is an inspiration. You get, he was asking you, why you are not getting poetry inspiration every time? You will get. When you turn to him, you are turning to him that particular moment. Are you receiving to him that particular moment? But he is showering you with his inspirations all the time. I was attending Amal Kiran in nursing home. He used to rhyme every time. I want to lie down, take away my crown, give me a nightgown. Like every word is a rhyme actually. One day he was telling that Meenadi was his attendant. I must thank her for giving me an opportunity to. Sunday I used to go to him to lift him from the bed to the wheelchair. One day we were sitting in that nursing home facing the sea. He said, brother, I am not happy. Immediately I asked, why, Dada, why you are not happy? Are you not a yogi? Yes, I am a yogi. How a yogi is not happy? It is strange. He said, brother, I am not that kind of yogi. Then I asked, then what kind of yogi? I am a yogi, one who wants everything to be comfortable. Then I immediately replied, then you are a bogi, not a yogi. He said, brother, don't joke. But he kept quiet and prayed. See, he is such a person. I was extemporally speaking with him, but with all the grace. After his passing, I fell into the depression again. That is another story. Such a presence, na? They were living with Sri Aurobindo, we were touching him, and he was asking about Nirodha, Nalinida and all the people with Sri Aurobindo. Then that was, my auntie used to tell me, you go and meet him. I was so much occupied with the dining hall work. I said, what I will do? If I go him, I will do pranam. I don't want to disturb them. But strange way, grace has arranged everything that I went to see Monada. Okay, he is here, I get some fruits for him also. Then Meenadi asked, can you, Sundays we don't have that person attender, you are tall. So can you, that again, that presence, and every Sunday I remember, you have such a great times with all these people and with Anuraktada.
What year was this?
This was in 2011. Yes, with Amal Kiran. Yes.
For how long?
I was with him the last period from April to June. July he passed away. But I have the very privilege, I can say, every time he wanted us to, in the people who are attending him, he wanted to go to the ashram. Now I came, I can push that wheelchair also. So we were pushing, we crossed all the road, we came near to the ashram. Then Meenadi asked, her name was Meena.
I know her very well.
You can convey my regards to her. I wanted to talk to her for so many times, but now she is not seeing anyone, I think so. With Esther also, time to time I see her in the road. I ask her, how is Meenadi? Convey my regards. Okay. I was pushing him, she was walking. We neared the ashram, near to the school actually, in front of that gate, rosary gate. So Meenadi asked, Amal, we are just about to enter into the ashram. Shall we go in? He said, no. Very strange. He used to tell when we were in the nursing home, he said, I want to go to the samadhi. That day he kept quiet. Then next week came. We were pushing him. That day we went there and he did. That was the last time he entered with his physical body. Next week or so he passed away. But Meenudi also fell fever. I also fell down high fever. I don't know, it is a coincidence or we can't able to. He is such a joyful person, such a joy. I mean, you can feel the joy of just looking at him. He will, He will talk like joke also. He will say like I told you na, like he will rhyme every time. I don't remember all the. When we were with him, I also started rhyming with my friends and colleagues. We were teasing. It is mother's sweetness. There is a prayer na. Thy sweetness has entered into my soul, and thou hast made all my being with joy. Mother's sweetness has entered in one's soul, and everything is joy. Everything is joy. You see, everything is a very happy thing. So, mother, such a grace, I tell you now, it is her act of grace at every moment. How we came to Pondicherry, when my son got admitted in the ashram, it was COVID time. How we got everything. My entire family got set. We have a 3-bedroom apartment in Chennai. My father, my mother, my wife's father, my wife's mother, everyone were living in that locality. I don't think how we should shift to. I was working in the job. My wife was working in a job. How we can shift to Pondicherry? Mother's grace has arranged everything. You know, that day, I remember still that very day. That time COVID, he was studying in Hindu Senior Secondary School, Chennai, CBSE school, big school. So, COVID came, they are uploading their lessons in Google Drive. We have to teach the students. He is UK first standard, my son was first standard then. So, I don't know Hindi, they are uploading Hindi lessons and how should I was praying. Usually I don't pray to the mother. My habit is, why should we pray? When she is giving you everything, you should be happy and whatever you enjoy. Why should we pray? But that day, it was a tough, difficult situation. I have to pray. So I was thinking to her, praying to her, mother, now the only thing the children going to the school is for the social relationship. They are growing. Lessons doesn't matter. Now this also stopped. What they are going to do. My wife gave a childbirth on previous day. That childbirth of my younger son, I was reading Savitri while the time he was born, and mother's Om was given to us. Mother chanted one Om. Na, someone has, Chandadi has sent us that to us. In that WhatsApp, we were playing that. That was, typical way. First son, when Keshav was born also, that was such a quiet arrangement. My father's heart attack, when she was, when he got heart attack, that we vacated one house. I don't know to whom to ask money or something. My previous landlord, he called me 6:30 in the morning and he was telling, why you are not getting the advance money, that whatever the hospital fee needed, he called and gave it to me. See, when this is happening dramatically, we were so astonished, but without happening also, mother's grace is working. It is, we don't, at least I don't, and I, one point I understand, then later on, when we are used to something, somehow some part or something is making us to go with the routine and dullness, which is, we become so used to that, we thought, okay, Sri Aurobindo's yoga, we know everything. Oh my God. Mother's grace, surrender to the mother. I surrendered. No. You surrendered maybe a small part because of the grace has the opening or something. Someone was asking the mother, if the psychic being comes, then how we forget? She said, if the psychic being comes, you remember it. No one, you didn't ask the question whether I got the psychic being. And you may have the impression of some parts. Don't think your psychic. If it comes in front, it is an irreversible process done for your life. That is what I read recently. Correct. If we have, but we thought, my psychic being, we don't know what is psychic being. Actually, I don't know what is vital is, what is mental. Physical I know because I am seeing. I don't know what is mind, what is vital. Leave aside psychic being. What is mind, what is vital, I don't know. Because
I think we have to have a second session.
If the Mother's Grace arranges, we will have.
Because you have to tell us a lot about moving here, about working in the dining hall.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening with you. Namaste all. And we will see him again on Friday to continue this marvelous journey of his Sunder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kind of.